Starting and we're live.
There it is.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to P7 Septicast. This is episode 11. I am your host today, and I am Trezo Tapatio. I'm joined by four lovely gentlemen. Who would you care to quickly introduce yourselves again for the 11th time?
I'm Halibut.
Oh,
Gross.
let's start with Halbos. Go first. That's Halbos.
Hi,
Yeah,
I'm Spawn, and I like
I like to party.
And I have my Destiny shirt on, so it's special for the occasion. The 8-bit Guardians is the best shirt.
Old school.
I'm Death, and I disagree with the 8-bit Guardian shirt.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I just know.
I like it. It looks cool.
It is cool. And I'm Flint, 27, and just excited to be here. I love the color orange. That's what we're going with today.
All right. I like the color black, and I'm not racist for that. All right, guys. So to start things off today, Bungie.net's mobile app just got a major overhaul. So let's talk about that and all the great problems we're having with it right now because it is in a beta state.
Yeah.
I want to hear you, but I'm actually blind right now. I'm not sure how that works, but somehow the whiteness fried my brain.
Oh.
I think that was the biggest thing right off the bat was the discontinuation of like the dark theme.
Oh, don't
Just,
you
like,
lie.
blinding everyone. Which I did suggest in a previous podcast. I've been using the white theme for over a year now, so it made no difference to me.
You are the herald of this great tragedy that has.
What the hell, man?
We're like, well, if Spawn uses the white theme, then everyone should be able to use the white theme.
It's all Spawn's fault.
The one chink in the armor.
Damn it, Spawn.
I think the real point is we should all blame House Lawn.
What? Oh, yeah. Everyone thank House Lawn for that, apparently. That's okay. Well, our eyes will heal eventually. Maybe. Yeah, I think the new website's pretty good, but, I mean, it's having a lot of issues, I think.
I think that was one of the segments you were talking about. I know something we just came up with. We were going to go around and just start stating off bugs that are obvious fixes and that they already know of. So I will start. When you post characters in a new post, you have to hit submit twice after editing. Otherwise, the links will not go through on a forum post. That's one.
Okay, I got one, too. Whenever you follow a link from the mobile app, and it goes to your internet browser on your phone, it doesn't load if it's a private group. It just blanks out. You can't sign in or anything. Wait, before we go on, I just want to note that Halbos' face is stuck like that, and I think that's hilarious.
Oh my god.
Wait, no. Unless he's purposely doing that and just trolling us.
He's really focused.
It's pretty amazing.
Okay, go.
Okay, just one thing I noticed. I'm not sure if it's a bug or if Acronos is just trolling us, but the fact that we can't default to latest and it keeps going back to trending.
Yeah, that is definitely a known bug.
Okay. Clint?
So I was just going to say on the mobile app, I don't see every time I post something, I feel like I have to post 7 times because it does not refresh automatically.
Yes.
And I don't see my posts at all.
Yep. There is another one on the, so bold actually only works on the mobile app. If you try to bold something on a forum post, it will not post it. It'll only do it. You'll only be able to view it if you're on the app.
Oh,
looks like he just joined a new
back.
one. So.
Let's all do the Halbos face real quick as he joins.
What?
Sorry, I had networking problems.
Dude, there's two of them.
Yeah, to me it looks like there's 2 of you right now.
Yep, there's 2 of you.
It's his twin.
Halbos, could you make the same face that you're making in the screen next to you? And just sit there.
I don't see a face. It's
Oh
blue.
my god, you'll see it later. It's gonna be great. Okay.
That's like.
So
okay,
we were
we're
going
doing
around
rapid fire for problems
rapid fire
with the
bug
website
report?
and the app. Yeah. So you can go, Halbos.
So I said the
talked
last one I said was the bold only works on the mobile app. That was the last one.
I really don't like I get how all my old threads I have to redo all the links because they changed the way that linking works on the old website. So any thread that has ever had a link now needs to be updated, and that's delightful.
Oh,
Funny.
there goes second Halbos. Okay,
I
I'll
think
go
that was
next.
actually first Halbos.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
Okay, so the next one I have is that notifications aren't working even if you turn them on. And to try to talk to everyone, it's kind of frustrating because you just don't know when people reply to your threads or if you get a PM, so it's just kind of confusing.
Well, it still registers it. It just doesn't pop up the numbers on it. So yeah, I mean it is a little frustrating, but obviously they're getting really heavy traffic right now. So I can imagine it's one of those things. They're like, let's shut it off until it kind of calms down a little bit.
Well, I think that part of the usage and when you're doing the beta and everything else, actually you want to see if that stuff breaks under heavy usage because then you can identify what the weakest points are. So, I mean, it's really good that we're running into these issues now. Even on the, kind of segueing into the beta a little bit, we are talking about, as we're going to talk about the beta here, with everyone upset with what the content is for the beta. Even before the beta launched, everyone was kind of talking about on the forums how this wasn't a full beta, but it was just a demo or whatever, because it wasn't very long, especially for Xbox users or whatnot. But I think that all you need to do is just see if things are broken, people getting on or off, and then you can learn quite a bit. It doesn't have to necessarily be completely broke.
Yeah, what I think a few people forget is that, they say that there's not enough time for quality assurance testing. Well, Bungie's been doing user research for goodness knows how long, off in the darkness, just tinkering away in their little laboratorium, as I think we named it way back when. So, yeah.
Quick side note for Chorizo. Did you actually post the thread in the community forum? I don't see one.
Nope, did not. Not yet. But I will.
Oh, okay.
I will.
I'm just curious. Okay, I was just curious. Another bug is if you join more than 10 groups, if you have 10 groups, the moment you start joining more, it'll actually list them only as followed groups, and you cannot view them on the mobile app. So it's really frustrating. So for those of you that are like, more than 10 groups and you're switching all your groups around, it'll only keep your top 10 and kick all of you out. It won't actually unmember you. It'll actually just list them as followed groups. It's kind of interesting.
Oh, we got a guest, I suppose. Charlemagne just joined us. Hello.
Charlemagne.
Hello.
Well, that's a wonderful surprise. The more the merrier.
Yeah.
Hello.
How's it going?
I was using the wrong computer, and it wouldn't let me join. So.
Hello, everyone. This is Charlemagne. He's from Bungie.net too. So we're just going over some bugs on Bungie.net.
Going over some bugs, plus also we watched Kyle get replaced by aliens.
You missed that. That was great.
By himself.
Halbos, when we post this, I want you to go back and I want you to watch the beginning of the segment so you can see yourself just sitting there like this. It's pretty fantastic.
I like how he's trying to contain himself.
He knows he's been discovered.
He's just making the face again.
Kill the imposter.
Is there any other bugs you guys noticed on Bungie.net that's really like major bugs that they need to fix?
No, we got to keep the competition going. It's still going, man. It's still going.
Yep.
There's definitely plenty here and there, and like just little, frustrations that make you pull your hair out, just like the low loading times, lots of profile-related stuff. Like, my stats section for Destiny, like there's leaderboards for Crucible stuff. Well, I'm the only person in my leaderboards for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Because you're your own leader. Oh, someone's phone's ringing. This is just an episode full of surprises.
Here's another one for
Another
you.
one of those Bed Bath & Beyond adverts going on in the background to just round it out.
One thing we didn't acknowledge, at least I haven't remembered, is that the site's really laggy compared to what it was. Like,
it is. It's not as I don't know the word, but it's not
responsive.
Responsive, yes. It's not responsive.
Yeah, that's a word.
That's a word in the English language.
So another one is crap! I just lost it.
Oh, you lose. That's it.
No.
Game over.
No.
That's it.
No.
Sorry.
It was. I will say the banner images of all the public forums and the profile pages images seem like they're just way too large, it's not the right size format for it, so it's really just like zoomed in way too much. So I will list that as a bug.
The UI is definitely a bit off from where it should be.
I've heard reports that account linking and unlinking is somewhat bugged. Like even when people do the proper steps, it creates new accounts and such. So that's a delightful quandary that
Something
we'll
we're
have.
still exploring. Also, question: what happened to the activity feed?
Oh,
It's not
still
there.
there.
Did you even use it?
there?
Did anyone use the activity feed? Because I don't believe you.
Only
I'm
really
talking
appreciate it when it's
specifically about the one that displays the users you follow and the groups you
Yes.
follow.
Oh.
I'll
I'm
be
not
honest.
talking about-
I've never used it. I've never once clicked on that button ever.
I used it every single day.
It's not something that I have
Really not.
realized.
I've
I
never
have-
used it
I'm sure-
either.
I have one more. I'm not sure if it's a bug or not, but with the white theme, it's impossible to tell what a new message is unless you're on the mobile app. Because I'm
Yeah.
not sure if on the desktop it tells you with the new message because it's all just white.
It does, but then it just doesn't go away sometimes. There's
Oh.
like 3 messages for the next 2 days, and it's annoying.
That does suck. All right, does anyone else have any other bugs? Are you guys ready to move on?
Have you talked about the one on the app?
Move on, but
Have you talked about
They'll
the one on
fix
the
it.
app with messages in the forum?
What about it?
There's
Because we've
like a
talked
weird,
a lot about the app.
the weird graphical error with the yellow, orange, and green. When it says show more replies or whatever.
I have
Nope,
seen.
I've
yes,
never
I know-
experienced that.
No, I
Go
know
on.
exactly what you're talking
It's
about.
weird, yeah.
Yep. When you're viewing permalinks through the mobile app, there's all these weird colors that display on the chain link. It's weird.
oh,
That
do
is
we already
pretty
cover how like when you view a reply to like through a notification, it shows like you've replied to yourself with the exact same message? Do we
Yep.
talk about that?
Yes.
Yep.
When you post a text link, it's actually a different and smaller font than the rest of the post. I don't know if anyone caught that. It's quite eye catching when you read your post back to yourself and you're just like, oh hey, that's not the right size.
Or like how when you post a post, it doesn't properly render like URL tags and so on and so forth in pictures.
Absolutely. I know for
Oh,
those.
we have a viewer. Oh my god.
That's a first.
Oh god. Okay, so is there any other bugs or is that it, guys? Because I think it's time to go on.
On a side note, there is I believe like just now as we were reading this, there was a minor update just pushed out, so people know there was seeing some little things changing. But
So,
for instance, I can view my online friends now for PlayStation and Xbox.
ooh,
Yeah.
yes. Now I can stalk people. So
Yeah.
we've kind of toward the site and app part. So I think it'd be a pretty good idea to kind of mention the good things about the new stuff. So what are improvements with the website that you guys like?
Way theme.
Okay.
No way.
Racist.
No one likes you.
Doesn't have anything but
I'm just trolling now.
I really like the UI on the side, especially. I think it's really clean, especially when you go to the main site. Just having everything at your fingertips, it seems like you can just scroll down. And I'm not on the beta yet. I'm really looking forward to messing around with that with the new account and checking out my legend, checking out some of my other stuff. So it'll be awesome.
Yeah, I really like the stats that they have. I think they could probably be improved in several different ways, but so far it's been pretty cool seeing all that stuff there.
I really like the UI for the companion app because I mean it's really buggy right now, but it's a really huge improvement over the old app for the forums and stuff. Just because I don't know if you used to use the mobile app for the forums, you'd have to keep pressing it back until you got back to the original page. But now there's kind of a nav bar on the new companion app where you can just click back to the forums and go wherever you want to go, and groups as well. So it's just really convenient. And I really like that they have stats on the app. Not that there's anything for them to keep track stats of before, but it's cool. I like it.
I think for me, like my top 3 things was probably going to be one is the help.bungie.net, so you can search for error codes specific to the game. That's a huge thing. So people are like, I don't know what the heck is going on, and it's really nice. Yeah, and it's really nice that Bungie went through instead of listing like error code CE 108506, they actually just give it a name, and so you can be like, oh, I'm having trouble with Marionberry. Okay.
Marionberry.
Or
Did you guys
whatever.
hear about how the guy said he was going to mail Bungie a bunch of Marionberries because he was frustrated? I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. And the other one was specifically with private groups. I think it's untapped potential right now. We really haven't explored too much with the group walls. Because as an
Oh,
admin of a
boy.
group, you can default to the group wall, and you can edit the privacy of the wall, so only like members or non-members. But I feel like it's kind of there, but we're not really sure what to do with it yet.
Yeah, but my concern as a wall owner, if you will, is I don't know how to do anything on it. Like, so I administer a group, 9 years old, whatever, but I can't. If someone puts some garbage up there, it's graffiti, and now I can't whitewash it or whatever I need to do to
Right.
clean it off.
That's
And
not
that's absolutely. That's
All
one
right.
of those things.
What about you, Death? You've been kind of quiet, and you said already you didn't like the white theme. So what about it do you like?
Are you asking me what I like about the white theme?
No, what you like about the website?
That would be a very strong nothing. No, I'm really digging this whole clan and alliance integration. Like, I know we're going to talk about that. That is just something I've been looking forward to for a long time. I run my own small clan with my own little group of friends, and the idea of actually having that integrated for the first time in a Bungie game in a long time is really nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I look forward to talking about that in a while. So, Charlemagne, how about you? What's your favorite part of the new web update for everything?
Even though we can't see them yet on the site, I like the characters, like how it's being laid out. It's just kind of like in your profile, I like how you can see that. So just simple things like that.
It is pretty cool. Anyone else?
Did we cover?
What? Sorry, Albus.
I think we covered everything rather nicely.
All right,
I know
so
there's definitely more,
I
but
think. Oh, sorry, Swan. What?
no, I was saying there's definitely more things like this, even just suggested tags. Some people, even the tag feature is untapped potential because in the old build, you would go to Destiny, right, and you would see all these threads, but then people didn't really know what the tag system was, so Bungie threw it right on the forum index page. So people will be like, oh, if I go to Destiny, I can talk about like warlocks or hunters or Crucible or guns or whatever, and so those are really suggested. I think that's a really good idea for getting people to like start using them.
I think people really misunderstand the purpose of tags. I think they think it's just kind of like Twitter where you just hashtag something. But using a tag, actually, you can create your own forum just by following a tag. If you get enough people using that tag, that's all you can see, and I think that's pretty neat. So it's pretty awesome. So moving on, I think we were going to talk briefly about some future community carnages, but since Burrito's not joining us today, I'm not sure if we have any details on it. If someone does, that'd be kind of cool. But is anyone?
Well, we still are running the Bungie Summer League every week. We had a little issue with this past weekend, and that's mostly what we're chalking it up to the PlayStation community just not completely being integrated into the Bungie community yet. Like, they haven't really taken a hold of that.
I'd say it's more so just website issues. It's really hard for people, to, regulars, to browse the forums at the moment and see those sorts of things. When I don't think we got the thread trending per se, nor did.
The thread was trending right at the top of the forum.
Ooh.
Is trending working? Is that?
Trending is never working.
It's never.
It's kind of a mixed bag. It's like one day it's not, then like it won't for a month, and then it'll work perfectly.
They should
That'll be the nav bar.
trending for random.
Yeah, so I don't think we have very much details on the next Community Carnage aside from what Death has told us, but if you guys know Burrito Senior on Bungie.net.
Xbox One next weekend.
Oh, well, there you
Maybe
go.
Xbox 360, just for the Destiny beta. See what's going on with that.
Yeah, if you guys want to play some Destiny with some people from Bungie.net, Community Carnage is wonderful. It's full of a lot of cool people, so I really suggest you try to play with them. All right, so moving on. Let's talk about IGN, I think, on their first look before any of us got to touch the game. What did you guys think of that on the stuff they revealed to us?
I really appreciated their little map walkthroughs. They gave me lots of little hints and tips that helped me when I was playing a little bit here and there. I mean, a lot of it I had to think by myself, but...
I liked how they kept us waiting for everything, and they just revealed one thing at a time. I kept wondering what they're going to show next. I was really excited when they showed us a little bit of Mars. I thought that was really cool because I don't want to go to Mars. It's like the first planet I want to see when I go to play Destiny.
Well, it's still happening. Today they just released something as well.
I have not seen that. What did they release?
They
Xbox
released the very
footage.
first Xbox One footage in 1080p.
Did they? How was
Yes.
that? I haven't
It
seen
was
it.
1080p, so it was nice.
It was
Yeah.
very
It had all the P's.
It was
Yeah.
it was really 1080p like, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it seems like I got a chance to watch the beta as Deej was streaming that with Ryan McCaffrey. I thought that was really awesome. It was just 2 hours. It was my window into seeing some of you guys dance on tables and potentially get banned and stuff like
How
that.
you liking your band, Hilo Boss?
Your regret.
And then it was really awesome to see some community members be in the beta with Deej just playing. Leopard Stealth was sniping them. Again, just to see some of these guys in real life, if you will, was pretty special. And then the following day, they released a podcast where Deej spoke for 30 minutes on IGN's Xbox Unlocked podcast, and he spoke at length about how he got his job, but also what really kind of the goodness that can be formed in communities. And I think that's really resonates with our group because we want to bring forth good competitive and cooperative things and how games can really impact just a community. And it really is awesome that all of us get together and try to play well. And I just thought it was a great podcast. If you guys get a chance to listen to it, he talks for about 30 minutes. It was really good.
That definitely sounds awesome. I mean, if you think about it, like, if it weren't for like games that Bungie's made, I mean, none of us would really be here right now talking to each other about video games.
Sure.
So yeah, it's for communities. As I've been on Bungie.net for a while, community is really big to me too, and so that's pretty awesome. But any other thoughts on the IGN first look stuff?
Did anybody see specifically what happened? Did we talk about like what happened when Deej went to the tower?
Oh,
We referenced it
Hilo
slightly.
Boss got banned.
In fact, he's still banned.
So I guess to give context for all that, since everyone not have seen that, we knew that Deej was going to be online doing this IGN stream thing, and some of us had early access to the beta, and we wanted to be online in case like he was going to go into the Crucible, so we could match him and then humiliate him in combat at his own game.
As is tradition.
So I was in like a group of like I think 3 mentors and 3 ninjas, and we saw that he was in the tower, just walking around talking to various vendors and such, and we're like, dude, maybe we go to the tower right now. We can get into the same world that sees it. We could just completely screw with him and stuff. And lo and behold, get there. I think Leopard Stealth and Ego Dude's group was also in the tower, and he just. Watching the stream, you can see he just exits out of like talking to the Cryptarch, and then suddenly there's like 18 people surrounding him that are just like all dancing and such, and we're sliding into him. So he's trying to give like a narrative like, oh, this is the gunsmith where you can go and like buy guns, and there's all these special abilities, and this is like common weapons versus uncommon weapons, and like it's in like this little window in the bottom right corner where we're all just like sitting down like listening to him like. We don't really have full communication with each other because there's only 6 people on a fire team, so we only had like direct communication with the people in our party. But we did a pretty damn good job of like collaborating between all of us. Like, and there's a lot of stuff that we didn't see. Like at one point we tried to get the purple balloon over there so we could like be playing around with the balloon in the background, but then we got a table.
It got stuck or something, and
it was very hectic and hilarious.
yeah. Long story short, Albus is going to be marked for death by Deej.
Yes,
Yeah.
we were all dancing on the table that all the class mentors were, they have all their maps spread out, all their little data pads and such, planning how to survive for the next, however
the
long.
Vanguard.
It was funny because like he exits out of like the Vanguard menu and he turns to go away, but then he turns back to like we're all dancing. It's just like, wait, what?
Did he join in with you guys? Did he join you dancing?
He did dance like briefly at the very end.
Yeah,
He's
he
just,
did.
Well, I guess I should obligatorily dance like once, and then we're off to orbit. And then he went on to get destroyed by Ego Dude's group. We never did match up with him. My group didn't match up with him in the Crucible, but it was fine. The tower shenanigans was more than worth it. And there's quite a bit you can do in those towers. It's kind of surprising how quite a bit.
I really wanted Deej to just jump off the edge of the tower and suicide, and I guarantee every single other person in the party would follow and do the exact same.
That would have been really good.
He actually did at one point. Like, it was much later that evening, and I randomly saw him in the tower, like, by himself. Like, he was just running around like a spaz, and I just kind of, like, wave at him. He runs by me and jumps off the edge, and then...
Oh shit, it's Heil! Ah!
Deej, no! And then, of course, everyone falls.
Not worth it!
Follow him.
You are our last hope, Guardian. Oh, damn, no, don't do that.
I know, his ghost is just, like, shaking his head, like, why did they pick this guy?
Hi, Deej, can I talk with you for a minute? Jumps.
Alright, guys, I think, but we could wrap it up on the IGN segment unless anyone else has any final thoughts on it.
Actually, yeah. If you watch the very first video they put out, which is more like a teaser trailer for what they were going to show, there has been some stuff that looks like it won't be in the beta. So I think after the beta is over, they're still going to show some stuff for the game, just like a last little gift to us.
Yeah,
because they were talking about exotics, and there's no way in heck we're ever going to see an exotic weapon at freaking level 8, I think.
Nope.
Not in a vendor, not in the wild, not as an engram. No way.
That's definitely something they would save to launch, like, way in September.
Yeah, and the podcast, they made it a point to say that they're going to actually be able to talk a little bit about some raids and some Blader content. So I would certainly be, I'm going to be tuning in every day just to see what they're revealing next. And it's they've done a really good job so far. So it's not just beta. As soon as the beta's over, they're still going to have a lot more things to be talking about. So.
You know, there's not really a really big gap between the beta and the release. It's like
a month.
About a month. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so next topic. This is a pretty big one because we've all been playing the beta for a couple days. So let's talk about the beta. What's your guys' favorite thing to do in the beta? Like exploring, playing Crucible. What do you guys think?
There's quite a bit I enjoy.
Like what?
That's a really large question.
Well, what's your favorite map? What's your favorite map and why?
Perhaps. Like
Moonbase? Okay.
Although, I will admit, after playing it 5 times in a row, you're like, man, I really want to get something else other than playing on the moon.
Is Heil stuck again?
What?
Yeah.
No,
he's okay. He's okay.
Okay. Just making sure. So favorite maps, go. I won't stop you this time, I promise.
My favorite map? I like Venus a lot. It has a really nice waterfall in the very back that I've rented.
That's it. The waterfall.
It's a really nice waterfall. It's a pretty bitchin' waterfall. I don't know, just like it's very lush. It's lots of great close quarter combats, lots of really cool trick jumps and other type things you can use to get a jump on people. It's fun. You can see.
All right. How about you, Spawn? What's your favorite map?
I would say probably Rusted Lands.
Why is that?
It's either that or I don't know. It was that and Shores of Time, the Venus map. I actually, you know what? I'll change my mind to Venus map, even though we didn't have access to that one in the alpha. First off, I enjoy that just because the control points are so evenly spaced out. Anyone that's played on Blind Watch knows that B and C are very close to each other right now. So it's kind of interesting because if you spawn on that side, you're pretty much guaranteed like a 70% chance of winning. So you try to like push the other team back and swap the dynamic spawns. But I don't know. Venus is interesting just because of where the heavy ammo spawns, particularly. And then I also love that they made a significant point to if you're like, if your teammates are next to you when you pick up the heavy ammo, they all get it as well.
It's insane. You could have like an entire team.
Oh yeah.
Heavy ammo.
We've had like 4 people like all get around one heavy ammo crate and they all get heavy ammo and just start wrecking people.
Yeah, you always go super positive on that map too. It's
It's like 3.0 KDs.
All right. What about you guys?
Like a hang back.
Flint and Charlemagne, Flint and Charlemagne Death, have you guys got a chance to actually play Destiny yet? Or?
I have not because I am an Xbox user. And
okay.
Very sad.
I'm definitely looking forward to playing with you guys come Wednesday. I'm going to be probably dedicating a significant portion of the day just getting my Xbox character up and running and see how that goes.
Well,
Yeah, I'm
Charlemagne,
gonna
what's your
transfer.
favorite map, Charlemagne? What do you think?
I'm gonna have to go with Blind Watch, which was the Mars map, which was only open for a very short period of time. If you didn't play it, I liked the levels to it because they weren't. So far, I found on all Destiny maps, it's not linear levels. It's just like different levels in general everywhere. Like nothing's really symmetrical in that sense. So I kind of liked that about it.
That's pretty cool. Death and Flint. Flint, have you played yet either? Or are you waiting for
I have
Xbox
not.
as well?
I'm waiting for Wednesday, so it should be exciting.
Flint and Death. What maps do you think are going to be really cool to play? Then that's definitely a better question for you guys. What map are you looking forward to playing on?
I'm just looking forward to Venus, man. I mean, just the aesthetics purely based on that. Everything just looks gorgeous.
Back corner between Bravo and Charlie. Let me tell you, that waterfall. Just go.
You love that
Loves that waterfall.
Not regret it.
It's also
you,
really
Flint?
nice too when you play those because there is a day version of the map and a night version of the map. So even I really like Venus for aesthetics. I love it at the nighttime. It's just so much different for that.
Yeah, the nighttime one is rare though. I think it's because like I'm no astrologicist, but I probably.
Astronomer.
Oh, we got a badass over here, badass scientist.
I'm not a,
Astrology is
but
not
I
for
think
science.
like Venus has a super long day or something like that, so it would explain why there's a lack of nighttime usually on that map. It's usually just during the day, but
I would
not
expect if there's a
very
super long day, though, there would be a super long night.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Flint? What are you looking for? What maps are you looking for?
I mean, Hylobos and Spawn have convinced me that I need to spend some time at the
Well,
waterfall, and so it's going to be wonderful.
a lot of things. So
All right.
But my concern, so I really like the moon. I'd really like to try out the vehicles. My concern with it is I've heard mixed reviews for them. So
Yeah.
I think for the moon I'm looking forward to the vehicles, but it seems like Venus does have that perfect triangle.
You'll learn, Flint. Don't worry. You'll learn to hate them. My favorite map, personally, I really like Venus, and I could talk about Shores of Time for days, just because, I mean, I'm sure there's other maps out there that we don't even know about yet, but Shores of Time, it looks beautiful. Like it's just really beautiful and aesthetically pleasing, just because the structures and the shapes of the structures are really interesting. I think that the blocky look they have to them are just really interesting. It really feels like you're playing somewhere that is just another planet completely, like stuff you wouldn't see on Earth. I mean, with the structures at least. The waterfalls obviously you can see on Earth, according to a Hylobos. But I also
the resident waterfall expert.
I guess
the waterfall came from Venus.
And
Okay.
honestly, if
I
you
thought
look
it
in the
came from the
air,
moon.
there are dragons flying around on Venus.
they're little dragonflies, and it's
There are
badass.
dragons flying around.
But I think I also really like how the map flows. Like it's just really interesting. There's multiple passages you can get to and from around the map, but you have to be kind of you have to be cautious and really think about what path you're going to take, which would be best to capture a certain point on the game type we have available right now, Control. And so it's really interesting, and I feel like it's going to be a really good competitive multiplayer map. So another thing that Death personally want to talk about, I know he's really interested in it, is what's your favorite area to be in? Like, aesthetic-wise, like, what's the most beautiful area you guys have come across that you just love and you just sit there and just stare at?
Sunset at the tower.
Tower?
Yeah.
What about you, Spawn Hylobos?
I was gonna say so in the alpha build. No, in this build, yeah, the very first area you spawn in, which is on the E3 demo at 2013, which was the opposite side of Old Russia, like when you first load up the game, that looks amazing, and I love that. So when you like have no weapons, you have no like HUD or anything, like you could just see everything.
I can't wait. So excited.
I can't wait for the other half of the community to just start experiencing all this.
What about you, Hylobos?
What do I like visually? I don't know. A lot of the Explore areas was really, really cool. I was having fun last night firing rockets into a big puddle that was in the rocket yard. It was like a cute splashing thing. I was killing mice.
You just love water. You just love water.
Water.
Is Hylobos a river or something?
Water is. Well, so yes, there's a Hylobos Creek, yeah, but from the point. I mean, water is just lots of fun to play with, I feel, from like a game design standpoint, and it's just really cool that, although it's slightly unrealistic seeing this massive plume of like sploosh from like this tiny little puddle thing, but I very profits into that. But then there was a public event, so I regretted that. But whatever.
I think my favorite place to be is honestly the Forgotten Shore. I found a really cool light post that you can actually jump up to and just kind of sit down. You can have a full 360 view of the entire area, and it's just really. I think it's beautiful over there. You just get the ocean and the land, and it sounds dumb, I'm sure, but the ships just look really nice. It looks really good over there.
Yeah, there's like a little. If you jump up on one of the ships, there's little chimney things that you can hide in. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's nice. You be Santa Claus. So, getting off the kind of explore aspect of Destiny, I'm sure a lot of people really want to hear about Crucible because most people these days probably buy games to play multiplayer on. So, what are your guys' thoughts on Crucible? Like, what's your favorite class to play in Crucible? Like, hands down.
Vehicles are not overpowered. Let's just get that on the table.
As long as just like change the subject immediately.
I'm gonna let you finish, but first let's just ignore it.
There's a lot of controversy over vehicles. They are not overpowered.
No,
okay.
they're not. It's just
Here's the question.
Not overpowered.
Okay, fine. Vehicles first.
On.
So we can talk about the vehicles in a bit, but in the alpha I really like the Titan, but so I started playing as a Titan in the beta, but then I hit some type of problem where like I couldn't complete a mission because every time I got to a certain part of the map, the game would crash. So I was just like, okay, I'll just start my Warlock, and then I kept playing my Warlock, and then I beat all the campaign missions. And it's like, oh, I hit the level cap, but I haven't hit the ability cap. Let's keep going. And then I hit it just kept going, and I really like the Warlock now more than the Titan. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's very versatile. The grenades are somewhat broken at the moment because there's conveyance issues, and I love that. And I'm very excited to see how their Sunsinger class plays out if you get to play in the final version, hypothetically.
How would you spawn?
So, in terms of just straight up PvP for it, it's definitely much more fun when you go in with at least a couple groups, a couple friends with it. I've actually never played the Crucible without a group of friends, even just having a single player jump in. So that's one of the things. If you got a buddy online, or if you could jump on the forums, if you have a private group, absolutely. I mean, that's really what makes it. I don't even know. It would play completely differently if you're playing as like a solitary experience, like just you.
Yeah, it's a lot more lonely as a random. I've done it a couple times. It's a lot less, basic coordination. Like, hey, there's a guy with golden gun around that corner. Run for your life. It's
right. Or your buddy, is right behind you, and then he ends up, because you go in as a, single player, you have no communication. So because there is no communication.
I personally prefer that. I like going in as a lone wolf and just beating the crap out of everyone. What's your favorite class to play as, Spawn? What do you like, Hunter, Warlock?
I've been playing a lot of Hunter, which I will say towards the end of this PS4 weekend and PS3 weekend, my character actually got wiped. So Hyle and I sped run through it. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I logged on and my whole character got wiped, and I was disappointed. So, I've been rocking the Hunter for a while. Yeah.
I'm also Hunter, definitely Hunter. I didn't realize how much I liked the agility until I played it. Like, it just is so helpful. I didn't realize it's there and it's useful and I like it.
But your jump is worthless.
I would love to.
You know what?
You guys are all entitled to your wrong opinions, but Titan's the best class, hands down.
I can't wait to start seeing
I feel that this is true. Like, I'm just gonna throw that out there. I mean, I haven't played the game, and I can tell you, it's true.
It's true. It's just true. That you guys can hit people with your force magic and your knives and be all cool with that, but I don't think there's anything more satisfying than brutally killing someone with nothing but your fist.
I don't know. The Defender looks interesting, but I don't know. Without this shoulder rushing, the Striker isn't nearly as exciting, and you can't get that in the beta, unfortunately. So,
dude, look at it this way: as a Hunter or a Warlock, you can throw a brick at somebody, or as a Titan, you could hit them with a brick wall. I mean, it's like, come on.
So you either throw the brick or you be the brick.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can't wait to
going
start
back to
seeing-
the Charlemagne and the agility stuff, I gotta say that the Titan's supposed to be really clunky and move slow, but he jumps a lot higher than most people, and I've gotten just ridiculous kills because I jump over people sometimes. So they're pretty damn agile, and they'll punch you to death. So they're
Well,
really
the thing I've
intimidating.
noticed is that the hunter, on average, can use the movement ability faster. I'd say, like you start it and you finish it faster than the other two classes.
Yeah, you probably move faster.
But it's less exciting. I mean, like a warlock, you can just be like flying above like the entrance to like a certain area, and then they just run underneath you, and you're just like rocket.
And
So
the Titan just
it's
grabs
magic camping.
their ankles and just slams them down instantly.
I am a wall.
I am all about the Titan. That is by far my favorite class, and I've played all three. I've given all of them a chance, but I love the Titan.
What weapons do you guys use?
Hunter's knife is the best weapon.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no. I
I
meant to say Titan's Fist.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a common
Titan's Fist.
mistake. I mean, not everyone's quite at that
Particularly-
level.
I cannot wait until the community starts putting out knife montages of like these crazy epic knife throws like from halfway across the map. Like that's gonna be like the new sniper montage is the hunter's knife montage.
Yeah,
I
that's
know,
cool.
it's like-
But I just gotta say, I got 16 fist kills in one game, and that was pretty satisfying. I've never felt more satisfied in my life.
That's right. I remember that game.
Except,
Really
except for when
sad.
he went
I
30
know,
and
it's
1 in
awful.
the
I've,
interceptor.
I
He went
love
30
it.
and 1 in the interceptor.
He was
I
just
did.
like, screw your strikes and your pikes and your sparrows. I'm just going to run around and punch people to death.
Yep, it's not even punching people like that's it. I just ran around screaming, "I'm gonna fist you to death," and that's pretty intimidating. So yeah, sorry. Going back to the weapons, what is your guys' favorite?
Class weapons, though. Definitely seems like auto rifles and scout rifles are the most popular primary weapons in the build. Unfortunately, hand cannons aren't terribly useful because they don't quite have the dueling power they should have yet. Like, I'm not sure if I haven't found one with a good ability yet, or what. And the pulse rifles are I haven't tested around too much, but generally people think that they're just underpowered compared to scout rifles or auto rifles. So they're just kind of in a bad space between the two.
Pulse rifles need to be buffed up. They're not very strong. Like, I got one that's supposedly better than a scout rifle I got, and I tried using it, and I couldn't get a kill with it, and I was hitting them. It's just, they need to be buffed up, I agree.
I did find a really cool one last night with a really special ability called a Secret Round, where if you miss, it's a triple shot burst. If you miss one of the shots in the burst, it fires a fourth shot. Just a bit of redundancy in case any of your shots miss, which is kind of cool, I think. Definitely would like to try and see how they could improve that, but have to wait for the ability to come back up.
What about you, Spawn? What are you thinking?
Repeat the question.
Sorry.
Weapons.
What's your current favorite weapon to use in multiplayer?
The hunter's knife.
Well, yeah.
Okay, you already answered. What about you, Charlemagne?
That's 'cause that's
Auto rifle. Definitely the auto rifle.
Which auto rifle?
Oh, specifically? Let me bring it up. It's the size. It starts with a C.
Sidonia?
Is it the Sidonia? Yeah.
Okay,
I've been messing around with the Galahad B a lot. I mean, they nerfed it, the Galahad C. I don't even think it's in the build anymore, which was the really OP gun in the alpha. And I use Galahad B, and it's still really good. It's just not as overpowered. I did switch over to Sidonia because it's more stable, and it feels like a... what was the gun from Modern Warfare? AR something from Modern Warfare 2? It feels like that, and I really like that.
So it seems like with a lot of these maps, other than the moon map, shotguns would be the better special. Is that true? Is that what you guys find?
Not for the moon. For the moon, the moon is a sniping map. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Other than the moon, but
I don't like shotguns. Like, I know they were super used in the alpha, but they seem to have dropped off quite a bit in the beta, at least from what I've seen. Most people just use the snipers on all the maps. Like, I haven't found a good one. I found, like, a fully automatic shotgun, which is crazy, uncontrollable. It's lots of fun to fire into the air, but not much else than that. Same with fusion rifles. I still haven't found a good fusion rifle, so I've mostly just been sticking to a sniper with a nice ability that takes cooldowns off my grenades whenever I get kills with it. But, no, I mean, like, even on Venus, which is like a very close quarters map, there's lots of really nice sight lines where you can just, stand in a certain area and snipe people coming out of a certain part of the map, or so on and so forth. It's still useful. It's just not quite Moon-esque where you can snipe anyone anywhere, no matter what direction you're looking, sort of.
Yeah, I've actually just found a fusion rifle that I like, and it's pretty damn satisfying killing some of the fusion rifle.
Yeah, I was actually just looking at some of the medals too on Bungie.net for the multiplayer. There is one specific medal with the fusion rifle. If you kill 3 enemies without swapping the weapon or reloading it, you get a medal for it. So like,
yeah, it's called Blaster Master. I got
Blaster
it.
Master.
Awesome.
You have to kill it. No reloads, no swaps. So there's some really good, interesting ones right on the website there.
What do you guys? Have you guys had any major issues with lag at all? Like,
lag is really weird in Destiny from what I've seen. It doesn't affect everyone, but it seems to be more if someone has a poor internet connection, it affects only them and not anyone else. So
right.
In theory, it sounds good, but when you're shooting them when they're skipping and no one else is, it's kind of awkward. So
yeah, I definitely got that sense. Like, it was actually amusing. I saw a thread earlier today where it's like, Destiny's already been hacked. There were players that I would shoot and they would deal no damage to them times and they wouldn't die. And I'm like, that's not, hacking. That's lag, bro.
lag.
Specifically with lag, there's no it's not lag in the sense of maybe like your host connection to like Firefight in Halo Reach or ODST, where if like someone was lagging, like you would hit a button and it would respond to you late. None of that. I haven't noticed none of that. I have seen has been a number of Crucible games where you'll see 1 or 2 players lagging, and it is their own connection for it, and you shoot at them, and it's like the normal. It doesn't do damage, or they're walking in a wall.
Yeah,
but it's very minimal. I mean, it's a very rare occasion, actually.
I actually haven't had too much problem with lag, like in terms of multiplayer or even exploring or raids.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't. That's maybe just my internet connection, but even if the servers have messed up, and I'm sorry if I cut you off. But even if the servers are messed up, like, I've never really had that many issues.
I mean, there's been a few issues where, like, I'll be shooting someone and I'll duck behind a wall and I'll die, after the fact. And he'll die after the fact. There's a little bit of latency in that bullet hit registered, you're dead. But beyond that, I don't think there's been any major issues. Yeah.
As for the whole connection stuff, I feel like a year ago or so, this might have been at GDC. I cannot remember, but I do remember Bungie talking about this. They were talking about how their whole connection system works, because people kept asking, will the servers crash and all that. And they said it was going to be sort of a mix of host and server base. So I think the way it works is that when you're in a private area where it's just you and your fire team, it's host-based, but everything else is more of a mix of server and host. So lag isn't, or connection really isn't dependent on individuals.
Is there anything? Yeah. So yeah, I don't feel like lag's a huge issue in the game at all. Is there anything else in the beta you guys want to talk about that we haven't really covered yet? Because I mean, this is really like a really big chunk of our discussion today.
I'm addicted to encrypted engrams.
Yes.
Yes.
He's also addicted to Grimoire cards
and
waterfalls.
I've spent I don't know, just last night alone, it was midnight, there were no good emblems in the store when they did the daily update, so I'm like, well, I have 6,000 glimmer and the thing's gonna be down for 2 days, so I might as well buy primary engrams with all that glimmer, and I don't know. I only got 3 usable weapons out of that, but it was totally worth it. It's so much fun.
It's like going to a casino, man. You just gotta waste all your money and try to get the best thing.
Well, so a lot of that's comes from is motivated by regret, because earlier in the beta, there's one of the missions. Every time you complete a story mission, you can go back to the tower and get something from someone from around the tower. You'll turn in some proof that the Hive are back on Earth, and they'll give you a primary weapon or something like that. And one of those missions, I think the last one, allows you to select a heavy weapon, an uncommon heavy weapon. And I had 4 to choose from. There is a 2 heavy machine guns, 2 rocket launchers, but the rocket launchers themselves are super cool. There's one which had an ability which said that it had 3 rockets in the tube, so I assume that means it had a magazine size of 3, which is crazy strong, because normally you have to fire it, reload. It's kind of a bit of a pain, but the fact that it either fires 3 shots at once or it has 3 shots in the magazine, not sure which, sounds super cool. And then the other one was the homing one, which also super cool. Not for homes on people, homes on vehicles. I really wanted to experiment with that. But for some reason I was stupid and went with one of the heavy machine guns that had a boring ability. So I've been trying to spend Glimmer ever since. Every time there's a heavy weapons engrams that are being pulled, I've been trying to gamble and find a rocket launcher with one of those two abilities. Found a lot of really cool rocket launchers, like one that splits into multiple exploding shells after the explosion, but nothing on the homing front, unfortunately.
That rocket, you have to get it in Explore. I've gotten all the weapons that they showed. You have to get it in Explore. You can't get it in Engram after that point.
So I have a confession for you. There's actually an intervention about your encrypted engrams addiction.
It's
We're just waiting for you to bring it up. Very serious issue.
It's just gone too far.
You guys
need help, and we are that help.
So a really good topic I think we haven't covered yet is the differences between this build and last build and stuff they've nerfed. Because one thing I'm surprised they didn't nerf that much was the interceptors on the moon. I think they're just as powerful still, and it's a little crazy. What do you guys think?
The vehicles are not overpowered.
Okay. Let me reconstruct that statement. I'm sorry, Albus, because I know Spawn gets defensive about the vehicles. Vehicles are not overpowered in the sense of the damage they deal, but they're really easy to kill if you work as a team. But if no one's communicating and no one wants to destroy that vehicle, those vehicles will ruin your day forever.
It's pretty true. I mean, the driver's exposed from the back and the sides really nicely, and any super will kill it. Maybe not the golden gun. You have to get multiple shots off on the golden gun, I think.
Yeah, all three.
Correct me on that, but
it depends on where you shoot the interceptor specifically. So if you shoot at like the driver's seat, it'll kill it in one hit. Well, no, it won't blow up the vehicle. It'll kill the driver.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. See, that's things I don't know. It's satisfying Titan smashing vehicles. I'll tell you that much. Like coming down an interceptor and just destroying it's great.
Death by fist.
Mhm. What else? What other differences do you guys notice about the builds?
I didn't.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, I didn't play the alpha, so I have more of a question. But when I fought the interceptor, for example, if I shot the vehicle itself, it actually did some damage to the player. Like if I was just shooting the front, was that the same in the alpha?
So specifically, when you say it again, when you're shooting the vehicle in the front,
it does damage to the player. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
yeah, it does.
I
does
believe
a little bit of damage.
Changed. I don't think that was in the alpha. Don't quote me on it.
I believe it was. It's just it didn't. It doesn't do very much. But
no,
if
it's very
everyone
minimal.
shoots the interceptor vehicle, it'll kill them.
In the another main difference was the amount of glimmer you get is actually scaled way down.
Oh god!
So I mean, you could walk around in the alpha and do a couple missions. You do the strike, and you're walking around with 5 or 6K of glimmer, and you'd go buy 2 ships, right? This one you have to sell a lot. You have to get rewards. You have to get those house banners. The glimmer is much more rare.
Unless you farm for it.
Unless you farm
let's not again.
Which is a bit of a unfortunately dull task unless you're with friends, because there's one area called the Divide, which is pretty small. And there's 3 chests that are on a rotation around, and if you learn where all the chests are hidden, you can pretty quickly cover the map and just check all the hiding spots constantly, and then open them up. Though I just found last night, I was actually doing a sweep trying to find hidden ghosts that I hadn't found before for, again, my grimoire addiction that Spawn mentioned earlier. I actually got quite a bit of money just by running random chests while I was just combing the areas through that, desire.
Yeah, it's definitely scaled down a lot. So other than that, I'm not really sure if there's a lot of huge differences.
The hand cannon did get buffed. It's a lot more useful, but again, not nearly as useful as the auto rifles or the scout rifles, I feel.
I believe more. Sorry.
There was no more shaders specific to the factions. The only shaders you have now are the ones over where you buy the emblems in the tower. So those were all removed from that.
The outfitter.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. That's the only way you can buy shaders. And honestly, I don't even remember the exact requirements for it. I'd have to look it up. But it's definitely much higher than it was in the
Level
alpha.
20. Yeah, level 20
Yeah,
on a lot of Glimmer.
you can't even get them in the beta.
A lot of the faction shops are also pretty inconsistent. Like back in the beta, they all had like emblems, they all had weapons, they all had armor. And in this one, some of the factions don't have like armor. They're not selling armor. Some of the factions aren't selling weapons. It's a little bit weird, I felt. But that's just more so probably a bug than anything else.
So I know Charlemagne's been wanting to say something about the beta that we haven't mentioned yet. So you have the floor, Charlemagne.
Oh, I just forgot what it was.
Oh.
Oh no.
I was gonna talk about ghosts. I was gonna talk about weapons. Oh yeah. After maintenance, I've noticed a few things in the beta that I feel like they've been trying to hide in a sense. Today there was a
found
thread
some.
in the early afternoon. There's a thread, and someone actually got to that opening area, like where you start off with all the cars, and they
Yeah.
actually explored it a bit, and there were like ghosts you can find and recover there. It's just I don't think it's been opened yet.
The
And if
E3 area?
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
talking
you can
about?
actually, they grenade jumped over a wall, got into that area, and also if you you can actually look at the moon, like the map of the moon in like the Explorer kind of thing, and it says level 6 mission, which is one level higher than the last mission that is open to us. Well, that was open to us during the beta. So I think after maintenance, they're actually going to open up the moon. I think that's going to be.
That'd be really
But
cool.
you click on that and it says come back on September 9th. They're kind of trolls about that.
Yeah, it says it'll be open.
I can see that.
Still showing it is.
Possible. But the main thing is that I feel about the problem with opening up a mission on the moon is unless like the mission is programmed in a way so that it cuts you off, from going to any of the other areas, you have to open up everything else. Because like there's nothing really stopping you on any of Destiny's missions from just ignoring the objective and treating it like Explorer, so to speak. You just run off somewhere else to go do something. I think that's the way Destiny's designed. Like even on the strike, there's nothing. You randomly match make up with random people. You can take off on a hike and go do public events all you want.
Yeah.
You guys to finish the strike, which is a bit of a jerk thing to do, but it's up and open. So I think I'm not so sure how likely we'll see the moon. Though perhaps something else on Earth. I saw that there's something about a bunker or something that's being done into. I didn't really look at that though.
Okay, guys. So I think that's all we have. Though I'd like to talk about for the beta for now, just because the next cast we have is going to be after the Xbox beta and the regular beta is just completely over. And so I'd really like to save the rest of the discussion for that, because by then we're going to have a lot more stuff, and it's going to be crazy, just the comparisons and stuff. It's going to be really exciting. But we do have about 5 more minutes, and I'd like to try out something that we've been talking about for a while, which is kind of integrating some off-topic discussion about other games, because I mean we're definitely from the Bungie community, and we love Bungie and their games and stuff, but we're all gamers. And so we all like to talk about games. So I think to start us out, I'll give Flint the floor because I know he's been really eager about this.
Well, so I just I think that off topic's a great opportunity to talk about what's going on the forum a little bit. I'm a big fan of Hearthstone. I'm playing that not constantly but quite a bit. It's a card-based collector's card-based game that Blizzard brought out, and it plays like Magic. It's a lot of fun. There's
Magic
a new
bites.
wing that's well, Magic might bite, but Hearthstone's pretty cool. But there's a new expansion coming out for it tomorrow. So while I'm twiddling my thumbs waiting to get into the beta, I'm playing Hearthstone. Is anyone else playing, or am I the only one?
I don't play Hearthstone, but I do play lots of Magic. I was actually excited to play Duels of the Planeswalker 2015, except that the Xbox One version of that got delayed to some later point in the summer. So I'd love to get in on that, but not sure if I want to get the 360 version or if I should just wait for the Xbox One version. It's in the air.
Yeah, I have definitely played the Hearthstone, and I have it in the beta. So I will have to. I have it on my computer. So that's just something. There is an iPad version for it as well. I don't have it.
There
on
is,
iPad.
and it's all free to play. I mean, you don't have to. There is an iPad version. You can buy the cards and stuff, but you don't have to, and so you can just use the in-game currency to get on. So yeah, it's awesome. Look me up, Flint3125.
Yeah, I'll have to add you because that's definitely need some more getting there for you. I know recently in the community, since we're doing kind of off topic, we did have a recent carnage with Respawn, which we had a Titanfall carnage. I don't know if we want to touch on that a little bit. Did anybody participate in that?
I think Burrito was the one running that.
I know Burrito was running it. I didn't know if any of us.
I was in there.
Can you confirm that Respawn
played
cheated?
very well because my connection was really crappy at that point in time. In fact, I completely disconnected out of the final game and couldn't reconnect at all.
They were lag switching, confirmed.
So how to put it up? So we actually did fairly well against them, I think, all things considered, given that they're all like Gen 10, fully maxed out rank wise, and so on and so forth, and we were just like had one Gen 10 guy and we had some Gen 2 guys, but on any map that required a lot of like infantry skills, we pretty much tied them. Like the first map was like I think capture the flag, we tied them. The attrition map, I think we won against them pretty handily. But anything involving Titans, like they had a last Titan standing, which is you all spawn and you know your Titans, your giant robots, and you have to wipe out, kill the enemy team Titans. They completely destroyed us at that. They completely destroyed us, I think, in the final game type where it was just they had, I think they called it Bungle. It's like the Titan Ultimate Ninja Gaming League. It's a parody on Bungle. They had a game type where you have infinite Titans, so as soon as your Titan gets destroyed, I think you can call down another Titan. I didn't get to really witness it, as again I disconnected and I didn't really hear much of what happened, but I don't know. I feel that it probably went south for us Bungie folks, but it was lots and lots of fun to meet people from other communities, and they were asking questions about Destiny, and we'd ask questions about Titanfall, and hopefully we'll be able to, once Destiny comes down, we have custom games, we'll be able to host a rematch on our turf. That'll be fun.
Yep, I was to say we should let them step into our yard and beat them up.
Yeah, and
Tell her bad on you.
Zython, who is one of our Bungie.net members, who actually went on to become a moderator in Respawn's forums for coming up the idea and suggesting it to me and Burrito. So thanks to him and thanks to Burrito for helping to organize the majority of that event.
That was definitely really cool, and I'd like to see a lot more of that. It's nice to see our communities interacting with other communities. It's really neat. So one thing, we're really short on time here, so I'm sorry if I'm rushing you guys, but one last thing I'd really like to talk about, because Halo is something we've come from Bungie,
Yes.
and we haven't talked about it yet, but the Halo Master Chief Collection is coming out, and I want to know what you guys think about that. Do you think would you buy an Xbox One just to play it?
I've already pre-ordered it.
Well, I have an Xbox One, so I'd probably pick it up.
I'm hopefully going to get an Xbox One in the next 1 or 2 days, ideally, so I'm really looking forward to that game. I just want to drive the Gun Goose. Like,
what about Flint and Spawn? What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Spawn.
So for me, I don't have an Xbox machine right now. I really don't know. I'm planning on getting one. That's something I'll have to tell in the future, you know.
Is it a seller for you? Like, if it's a Master
it is a game. I will be playing it. I don't know if it's a console seller for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I already have a couple buddies that they are picking it up, so I'll definitely go over with them and start playing a bit on it. Not sure if I'll own it, so
what about you,
I'm
Clint?
definitely looking forward to it.
It's definitely an owner for me. There's our group has 3 games that we're looking for this fall: Destiny, Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition, and Master Chief Collection. So we're really looking forward to that. I think that's probably those 3 games are going to get us through the vast majority of the winter into the spring. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely a console seller. I actually told my friend Captain Scurvy that I would not buy an Xbox One until they released Halo 2 Anniversary, and it just so happens 2 days after that they announced the Master Chief Collection, so now I've got kind of screwed into buying it. So I'm going to have to buy the console.
On the Xbox One topic, I'm also excited to see Ori and the Blind Forest whenever that comes out. I was just seeing to see if there was a release date for that. You might remember from the E3 trailers, like, you know, the big purple guy that like dies in like the little white monkey thing. Looks
That's
like a really
not Halo. I'm just kidding. So I didn't see that, Albus. I'm sorry, but
I'll have to show it to you later.
You will link it, and I will definitely watch it.
Like some Miyazaki type stuff.
I like Miyazaki. So I think that's about all the time we had. We've kind of been over an hour, so that's just something I wanted to try out. It's something that I hope we do in the future, and hopefully we have more time next time, because I know we all really want to talk about games, but next time we definitely have more time. So thank you guys for joining us today. This has been P7 Septicast. Say goodbye, everyone.
Hello.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
And
I'm the Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for watching.